I think I can assure you that everyone who is listening to me has attended a wedding. Weddings are a common event in society for many centuries ago. Perhaps for those of us who are in California or who are also constantly in Mexico, the wedding celebration or the wedding party may be similar most of the time. But what about these celebrations in other parts of the world? Are their traditions the same as ours? Generally, weddings in our region are 1 day or maybe 2 days of celebration. But can you imagine a wedding that lasts 10 days? It sounds crazy. But in India, it is a common time to celebrate a marriage. The celebration is full of spiritual signs and rituals before, during, and after the union between husband and wife. It is obvious that although each wedding shares the same rituals, each one will have a different essence, or also perhaps some rites are not obligatory like others. What is mandatory is the ritual known as Ganesh or Ganesh Puja, which refers to a moment before the marriage where, through an intimate ceremony, a prayer is raised to the god Ganesh. And Kal Bhatia, who wrote an article about Hindu weddings rituals, summarized this moment in three main points. Ganesh is regarded as the god that removes all kinds of bathas or obstacles. For the same reason, he is also known as Bhiga Vinashak. Therefore, before any wedding ritual can start, the family worship Lord Ganesh, praying for a smooth and obstacle free wedding. Ganesh is a harbinger of good fortune and thus every wedding involves his worship. The puja is also offered by the groom on the mandap. He is assisted by the pujari who is invokes Ganesh Ji for his blessing and to remove any kind of obstacle in the rituals. The families of both the groom and the bride pray during the puja except for the bride, who arrives at the end. She is usually not present for the Ganesh Puja. It is only after the bride arrives that the actual wedding ceremony begins. Another tradition is the Bharat, which although the original version of this ritual was the groom and his family will spend at least 2 weeks living with the bride and her family as a welcoming gesture, and then the bride will go to live with her husband. During these 2 weeks, families share experience, gifts, or other offerings to be taken to the newlyweds' new home. But now, this tradition has been reduced to a celebration of approximately 2 hours, or maybe a little more, where the groom makes a procession with music and dances throughout the streets to share the joy of soon getting married and starting a family. This procession ends with a meeting with his future wife and her family. This celebration usually have an extensive guest list. They can also be intimate celebration with a small number of attendees. What is typical is that it is a very elaborate party with a variety of food, a musical show, typical dances, and striking customs for both the bride and the groom and the guest. Another traditional sign, according to Elle magazine, is the temporary henna tattoos that are made on the bride's hands. The name or initials of the groom are commonly written on the stem. This means the bride's promise in the future. It is a moment when the man and the woman reach their fullness by fulfilling the mission of getting married. In India, it is something that everyone must be destined for. So when this happens, the parents of the bride and groom can experience the emotion that they have done the job well and have given offsprings for society. When two people get married, it is the beginning of a commitment to which they must be faithful. In India, this commitment is sealed with the ritual of 7 steps. At this moment, the bride and groom walk in circles 7 times while making 7 promises and commitments, which must be fulfilled to keep their marriage strong. While this happening, their relatives accompany them, raising their prayers while throwing flower petals as a sign of blessing. The 7 promises that the newlyweds repeat and they walk are: let us provide for our household, stay in good health, and carry out our duties and responsibilities to each other, our families, and our tradition. Number two, let us develop our mental and spiritual powers. Number three, let us increase our wealth and comfort by righteous and proper means. Number four, let us acquire knowledge, happiness, and harmony by mutual love, respect, and trust. Number five, let us be blessed with contented family of strong, virtuous, and heroic children. Number six, let us be blessed with long lives. And to finish, let us remind 3 companions commitment only to each other.